Hello students, this is your Mr. GST CA Vishnuvardhan. As many CA Foundation students were requesting for the preparation strategy, all these things for CA Foundation law exam for September 2025 exam, I am coming up with this video where I am going to cover two very crucial points. One is what is the weightage chapter wise, and what are the important topics which you should definitely go through before going to the exam so that your chances of getting good marks is high. Now coming to the weightage part. Of course, most of you might be knowing this weightage part. So, if you see in in business law, paper 2 of CA Foundation, Indian regulatory framework is for 6 marks. Indian Contract Act, excluding special contracts, will be tested for 23 to 26 marks approximately. Special contracts 6 to 9 marks, and Sale of Goods Act 21 marks, Indian Partnership Act 20 marks, Companies Act 21 marks, LLP Act 6 marks, and Negotiable Instrument Act 14 marks. This is the weightage for chapter wise in CA Foundation paper 2 business law. Now coming to the important topics. Sir, what are the important topics which you should definitely be covering before the exam? If you see here in this video, I'm discussing top priority topics. It doesn't mean that you should read only these things and go to the exam. Of course, I'm covering almost all the important topics so that yes, definitely you'll pass the exam with good writing practice. If you're having and reading these topics, definitely you'll be able to pass the exam for sure. But give top priority for this, and based on time availability, go with the other topics as well. So if you ask me, sir, the preparation strategy, what I suggest to you is, see, LLP Act, very small chapter, and if you go through full chapter, 6 marks weightage, very small chapter, easy chapter. So first take it as a priority and finish off LLP Act. This is first advice. Second one, Partnership Act, you have only 3 units in the syllabus, and all the 3 units in Partnership Act, very easy topics. If you ask me in CA Foundation Law, Partnership Act is the most easiest chapter and going to give you 20 marks weightage here. So without giving anything or without skipping anything, please make sure you are covering full Partnership Act so that 20 marks you are having the control. One advantage with Partnership Act is, understand, in Partnership Act questions will not be tricky or confusing, all that stuff. So only thing, either you know the answer or you don't know the answer. There will not be any trickiness in the questions. So please make sure you are going through that. This is point number 2. Next, Companies Act, 21 mark weightage. This should be your third priority. And in this, the very important topics are types of companies. If you see every attempt, they are testing questions from this types of companies, maybe based on the persons, based on the control, all these things. So types of companies, very important. Please make sure you are referring all the types of companies. Go through corporate wheel, and when the corporate wheel shall be lifted, that concept, please be very thorough. And 3 doctrines, doctrine of ultra vires, doctrine of constructive notice, and doctrine of indoor management. These 3 topics are very important. So please make sure you are first thorough with these topics, including the case laws in that particular topics. Okay. Next, coming to the next one, Indian Contract Act. Indian Contract Act, as we have seen, 23 to 26 marks here from this, and this is like almost like very lengthy chapter in your syllabus. So in this chapter, what are the topics which you should be very thorough? Unit 1, if you see, Unit 1, types of contracts, revocation of offer and acceptance, concepts. If you are thorough, Unit 1 more than sufficient. And I request you to please make sure Unit 2, 5, 6 you are reading full. Why? Because small units, and of course questions are regularly tested from these units. Definitely one question from each unit is almost possible. So make sure you are not skipping these units, and very small units, you can just like that finish off these units. So please make sure you are finishing them thoroughly. Now, Unit 3 is the biggest unit actually in entire Indian Contract Act, essential elements of a valid contract. So, in this, important concepts are minor, fraud, undue influence, coercion, and there is something called unlawful object and unlawful considerations. In that, especially agreements opposed to public policy are very important, and void agreements. So, these are the key areas in Unit number 3. And next, Unit number 4, if you see, again, Unit 4, little bit lengthy unit. In this, joint promisors concept, appropriation of payments concept, impossibility of performance concept, contracts which need not be performed concept. These things, if you are thorough, you are a little bit safe. As I told, Unit 5 and 6 you should go fully. Next, your priority should be Sale of Goods Act. Sale of Goods Act, 21 marks weightage. In this, if you see Unit 2, conditions and warranties, definitely there should be at least 6 to 7 marks from this. Worst case, very small unit, 4 marks, very minimum 4 marks you are definitely going to get from this unit. So please don't neglect that, especially that implied conditions concept, 7 implied conditions. But still, there are chances of other topics also being tested, so don't take any chance here. Read Unit 2 fully, and Unit 4 also fully. Very small unit, unpaid seller concept. Please be very thorough with that. Okay. And unit 3, if you see, unit 3 very lengthy unit in Sale of Goods Act. In that, refer Nemo dat non-habit and its exceptions, transfer of risk and exceptions. These two topics be very thorough. Most probably questions should be from these topics. If time permits, you can go with the other topics also. Next, special contracts and negotiable instrument acts. Special contracts, again, very easiest chapter. Just the only problem here is it is little bit lengthy, but apart from that, no complications here. Very easy chapter. So 6 to 9 marks weightage is there. Please make sure you are going through that. And negotiable instrument act is 40 marks. This is the order which I am suggesting. Negotiable instrument act is also a small chapter, but more of technicalities. All that, if you are able to manage it, go with that. So it is a 14-mark chapter. So these are the important topics for you for your exam. And apart from this, please understand, very important thing is you should definitely have a good writing practice. The moment you are seeing this video, the moment you started your CA foundation law preparation for the main exam, my suggestion is every day, no matter whether you are reading the law or not, always understand writing practice is very crucial. So at least one question you take and have a writing practice, case study based question. My suggestion is 2 questions daily. If you practice for 10 days, you will be literally comfortable. So otherwise, no problem. At least one question, make sure you are practicing. Okay, this is next one. And sir, we will go through all these topics, sir, but how to go with the questions, sir? What do I do? How do I solve the questions? All these things. Please understand, in ICA website, there is something called model test papers, which are released for CA Foundation by the institute. In that CA Foundation model test papers, 10 model test papers are released. 10 model test papers are released. So that 10 papers are more than sufficient for you. Go through the questions, as many questions as possible, so that literally you will be more comfortable about how the questions are asked and how do you present the answer. This is number one. And number two, in that itself, you can pick up some 2 questions daily basis. You can have some writing practice. So a very good writing practice, my dear friends. So please keep all these things in mind. And only suggestion from my end is enjoy your preparation. That is what very important. And stay focused and stay positive. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you and Jai Hind.